We don't often think of our clothing as being able to make a difference in the world, but today on Breakfast Television, we spoke to James Bartle. He's an Australian who has launched Outland Denim. Now, the idea is that he helps rescue women who have been involved in the sex trafficking industry and the human trafficking industry in general in Cambodia. It's a $150 billion a year industry worldwide, but he is helping them get jobs and get out of that industry and have lives. We asked him why he did it and why he thinks he's making a difference.
In Outland Denim sewing room, I have a lot of people encouraging me. They empower me.
It started by being exposed to the problem of human trafficking. That started through the Liam Neeson film Taken. That was the first time I was made aware of it. But then a few years later, I had the opportunity to travel through Southeast Asia with a rescue agency. And it was on that trip that I saw a little girl that was for sale. And you could see the fear and intimidation in her eyes. And for me, that was the moment that everything changed, and I knew that I wanted to do something to tackle this problem.
And this industry is frightening. It's a $100 billion a year industry, is it not? Yeah,
sex trafficking and human trafficking and exploitation is $150 billion a year. So it's a huge global problem that we've got at the moment, and I believe that business has the ability to be able to solve some of these problems.
And so what are you doing? I mean, these are blue. Everybody looks and says, well, they're blue jeans, but what are you doing that makes these so unique?
I mean, we've tried to focus on every element. We call out zero exploitation as our hashtag, and the reason for that is that every decision we make is coming from that angle. And so from a social standpoint, how do we create a business model that gives freedom to the people without someone having to donate? Donations don't necessarily work. It's a Band-Aid solution. And so our desire was to create a model that gave that freedom just by producing a product. But the product has to be amazing. And so for us, we went and sourced the finest fabrics. We're using organic and vegetable dyeing and washing processes so that people can know that they're buying and they feel beautiful in the fits that we've got. And that's what makes the difference in these people's lives and genuinely gives them the freedom and gives them the ability to escape the atrocities they face.
And you end up getting them jobs at the factories and then the facilities, right?
That's right. So the women will come in and we'll give them training and an education and all the framework that needs to go around. Just giving them a job with a living wage isn't enough. It doesn't actually help them get out of the situations that they were in. So we've created this business model to be able to give them everything they need so they can be successful on their own and they can become independent. And that's what our goal is that every one of these women that come and work for us are able to become independent and therefore support their families. So just by giving freedom to one girl, or for her working her way into freedom, she also is able then to offer that to her family. And that's really where the impact starts.
You meet them, you talk to them, you work with them. What's it like for them?
We've got a range of different stories. 3 weeks ago we just employed a girl that had been trafficked into Malaysia for labour. There's women that have been sold for sex. There's women with severe disabilities, and really for us it's just about being able to bring on these people that are extremely vulnerable, and by giving them this kind of work, it means that they're no longer vulnerable. It means that their children are no longer vulnerable. So it really does have a huge impact, and I guess it's the key in all of it is though that it's empowering them to make the change. It's not us coming in as the saviour and saving the day, because that's not a sustainable model.
Outland Jeans is not just making a difference in the lives of these women, it also uses ethically sourced materials to make the jeans, meaning the environment is winning as well.